can you hear me? Let me know down below if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going. Sorry, I'm 2 minutes late. Always a little bit late. But first of all, let me know, how are you lovely, lovely, sexy looking people doing today? And remember, this stream is only for the sexy looking people.
This dance ain't for everybody. Only the sexy people.
Only the sexy people. Ah, yeah. It always takes a little... Oh, thank you so much, Ada. Meet my soul brother. He is here. Sandra is here. Thank you so much. And we got Betty also here. Let's see if Jerry is here. You know, we're having a few problems with Jerry, right? She's always hanging out at that bar, you know, Pink Flamingo. Just around the corner from Kakadu, in case you know it. Anyway, we're trying to get out of there. Let's see what's going to happen. Ah, if everybody's there, what are we... Saru and Noor, good to see you. Missed you. But we're going to do a little... we'll say hi to the chat a little bit later. First of all, you know, I was thinking, we need to talk about the 12,000 a little bit again, right? I mean, we talked about Bitcoin 20,000 and Bitcoin 12,000 long time ago. In fact, if you go back in time a little bit, when everybody was talking about the next bull run and then everything is going to go up to, I don't know, you know, ultra highs, that's when we were selling. That's when we were talking about Bitcoin 20,000. Now, it's nothing that I can really prove, but it seems to me that we seem to, I mean, you and I, we seem to be kind of like 6-7 months ahead of the curve. We simply are too early. When we talk about selling, everybody's talking about buying. When we're talking about buying, everybody's talking about selling. But this is what it is all about. It is about going against the trend. The trend is your friend, but not always. But there's blood on the street. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Timing is difficult. But there's one thing that we all have to agree on. That our predictions, they have been spot on. Spot on. Now let's see if we're going to hit the 12,000. Maybe I'm celebrating too early. But the fact that everybody is talking about it, and remember, it was kind of like Goldman Sachs, was it 2 weeks ago, when they were saying we're going to see BTC at 12,000. So it became, or it has, or is becoming a self-fulfilling prophecy. It is so important that we are ahead of the curve. And that's why this stream is only for the sexy looking people. Anyway, what are we going to talk about today? So we're going to talk about a little bit about timing, because Tiger Man yesterday, he, I think it was Tiger Man though, or maybe it was saying that this is his first bear market, this is his first bear cycle. And I would say that the most valuable information that you can learn about when it comes to investing is when you actually go through a bear cycle. And it is good. I'm proud that all of you are here, because ultimately you will become among the 1% of tomorrow. It's all about being here now. And funny enough, I'll just give you a little... today there's not a real specific topic, so it's a little bit sharing. We will go, of course, over some data that I think is valuable. Yesterday I went through our YouTube back office, you know, and then I saw which videos where we get the most views and where we get the smallest amount of views. And funny enough is that, besides the point that we are the smallest and the littlest YouTube channel on the interweb, the videos that get the most views are really the ones with these taglines like, I buy these top 5 coins now, my top 2 coins, buy this coin. I mean, these are really the ones, they get the most views. I've always been against, you know, just putting bullshit out there. But it's funny, people want to be lied to. They do. The videos where I do the biggest amount of research, where I really believe that I share valuable, you know, information, those videos, they get the smallest amount of viewers. So then I understand that I just have to come to terms with, we will remain the littlest, smallest crypto channel on the interweb, but who cares? Anyway, let's start, and I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then please hit like, smash subscribe so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Harachi, and I am number one.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's young, he's handsome, he's a prophet, he's a poet. They know it. I must be the greatest. I'll tell the world.
And before we go in and look at the level of market manipulation, I just wanted to share with you. If my face looks a little funny, then it is because I had a little beauty done today, a little, a little UV dam and so on, so I can look fresher and younger. But the first 2 days, I'm going to look a little funny. I just thought I wanted to share that with you. Let's go in and have a look. So, what are we looking at here? We're looking at Bitcoin. We're looking at the big four, and today is actually a big day, right? Because wasn't the Fed supposed to talk? I think they were, right? And we were expecting a lot of volatility across the board. But what are we seeing? We're seeing Bitcoin up 2.2% at 19,587. We're seeing Ethereum up 1.7% at 1,320. Now we got Cardano at 42 cents on the dollar. Spoke about Cardano yesterday. And then we got Polkadot at $6.37, up 1.76. I mean, yeah, so in terms of percentage, not really, but it's been a little bit of an up day. But I want to go in and look at Bitcoin, as we always do, because we're going to look at it on the weekly, and I do think that there are a few things that we need to talk about. Yeah, I should have prepared exactly. Guys, this is when there's real. Yeah. There we go. So we're looking at Bitcoin on the weekly, and I keep my technical analysis very, very moderate, let's say. I think it's a matter of, we can see we are starting the week up, right? Now, even though you see the purple line is the 7-day moving average, it really doesn't matter because it's Monday. What's going to matter is where we're going to be at the end of the week. So you see, I did write today in the chat that I think we're going to see a spike up, and then I think we're going to continue down. And I think there's going to be some evidence that regarding the traditional stock markets, and when we're going to see the 12,000, that could, it's just a theory. But so I'm not going to say where it goes. I mean, other traders do that. I very much live in the environment. I believe 12,000 is going to come, and I don't know if it's going to be the British pound, that's going to be the black swan, or if it's going to be, the Chinese real estate market, or it's because somebody's not really going to go green. But I know we're going to hit 12. Let's see, it could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't know the exact events. I don't know the exact time, but until now, we've always been right. So what I want to point out is here, intra-weekly, I could imagine that we will maybe even be above the 7-day moving average. What really matters is where we're going to be in 5 days. And I think we're going to go further down. That's what I believe. And I put it, but also it's not even where I put my money, right? We have been going through this together. Should the market never go down and hit 12,000, then we have been averaging in for quite a while, and we will still profit from it. The 12,000 is more like, actually just more of me saying I'm number one again, because it wouldn't, I've got so many coins at great discounts. We're going to look at them. However, I do believe there's too much turmoil. There's too much geopolitical tensions. There's too much bad macroeconomy figures and data. It really only suggests that we will go further down. Now, that's how I see it. I don't know how you see it, but let me know. I want to go into the chit chat because we've got other things to talk about. We look at Bitcoin as a little bit early in the week. So let's say and see who of you lovely, sexy looking lions are here today. Oh, I like the den. He's writing. I like that you write 3 times after each other. Then it looks more like we're more busy on the littlest crypto channel on the interweb. It was funny. Yesterday I saw Bitboy, he was evening. I don't know. Did you see yesterday? Bitboy, he came out with a video that he foresaw the bear market. Now, I like Bitboy. I think I mean, all respect, and I'm happy when they invite me to around the block and so on. But I'm gonna challenge him. I mean, he exactly when I said we should sell, he was saying that I can't remember what it was. I think it was Chainlink or something that could go up like massive amounts more. Bitboy is really good in creating information. He's good at keeping the crypto community together. But there's one thing that's guaranteed. He doesn't know shit about crypto. But, we can't all be, knowledgeable about everything. Anyway, it was funny. So we got George Argondiza, good to see you. And I just want Chaotic Rage here. He's a man who knows a thing or two about many things. I'm always honored when Chaotic Rage is here, and I would be very interested in actually finding out who is behind the rage. Then we got Blockchain Bully. I love Blockchain Bully. I like the name, right? I think it's good. Harris, what do you say? Cardano, Farco, Shehadi. I don't understand what that means. That sounds something. What do you say, George? The USA versus Fed, slow hikes and or pivots, then the 12K won't happen. Countries are crumbling. The Fed will slow down. And that could be. My mentor, he was a smart guy, and that's basically who I learned from, and that's how I became who I am. We don't really look at, again, the Fed or not the Fed, the British pound or not the British pound. You see, if you understand where the direction is, it's pretty obvious. We will talk a little bit more about it because there are many times when I'm also not right? So who else do we have here? We said hello to Sarur Noor. We said hello to Chicha Cherry. We got Omar Celebi. Good to see you. And guys, and Sarah, it's so good. Sarah belongs to the Hamid gang. Let me know, guys, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe and give us a like, so we can maybe move on from being the littlest interweb crypto channel. James Safran. James, I like that. Saffron. That sounds like are you anything to do with Persia? Let me know, because, saffron is more valuable than gold. But it's, I don't know. If you're not from Iran, you probably don't know saffron, something you cook with. Thomas is here from Thomas Klima, Simon Saba, Ansar Hamid, and Card. Anyway, let's go on. And I prepared this little presentation where I think we need to start. It's always the question, and we also got it yesterday, right? And everybody asked, when are we going to hit the 12,000? In fact, that we are seeing more and more outlets, more and more content providers talking about the 12,000. The quicker I think it will go, right? Because now everyone's talking about it. As I said, I think it's almost become a self-fulfilling prophecy. However, timing is the most difficult. So I'm not going to be able to give you any date because I really don't know it. And also, as I'm saying, shouldn't we, if George is right and we would never hit it, then we're still happy that we got so many other coins at these great discounts. But I just want to, a little bit of some quotes from Cryptocurrency Portfolio. In order to become a greater investor, you do need discipline, you need knowledge, you need wisdom, experience, time, and you got to be unemotional. That is the most important thing, unemotional. Timing the market, the most difficult thing. As we can see here, I have been going through these slides. For someone like CryptoStan and Blockchain Bully, and of course Chaotic Rage, this may just be a repeat. But if you're new and so on, I think it always gives some validation information if we go down the history lane. So the market crash of 1929, because more and more people are actually comparing the next crash of to 1929. Now, I will give my theory in the end, because my theory is a little bit conspiracy related, but let's see. So the market crash of 1929 was actually just the start of a very, very long bear market that lasted into the 1932 and signaled the start of the Great Depression of the 1930s. So what we saw was that we had the stock market high in 1929, right? And it had 3 years. And that's almost, because 29 to 1932. Every bear cycle we have seen in the past in Bitcoin has always lasted 3 years. So why should it be different this time? That's just my philosophy. But remember, the market can stay insane much longer than we can stay sane, right? And we need to enter when there's blood on the street. It is important to understand these 3 years because when we go back and we look here at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, not a very sexy looking chart, but here you can see basically this was, prior to 29, we went up. The Dow Jones hit almost 6,200. And then we had this fatal crash that went very quick, right? But it took basically, what is it that they say here? It took 3 years, right? From 29 to 32, down. So it was from 29 here, basically, to 32. 72%. What is scary is if you look down here below, you can see 1930, 1940, 1950, 1960. I mean, how quick you can basically lose everything and how long it takes for it to recover. That is why timing is the most difficult tool or thing to deal with. But if you get timing right, then you are number one. And it seems to me that we've gotten timing right. We did sell around here, and we've been buying here. But let's see. So from 29 to 32, down 72%. So in fact, if you would have invested 10,000, this is like the most devastating example. September the 17th of 1929, then your 10,000 would have fallen in value to around 2,500, down around 72%. So until the 1932. And here comes the scary part, and it will still only be worth less than 6,010 whole years later. It actually took more than 20 years to recover. This is also important information because this will give you an idea of when people will return to the crypto market. And us here with the little channel, we also see some correlation with the crypto market and how many views we get, obviously, right? So just imagine, you see people they get, and usually everybody, the majority of investors, they always get in too late. It's also like now we're talking, you see, I always said when there's blood on the street, that's basically when we're going to turn around. When we are now seeing Goldman Sachs saying 12,000 Bitcoin, and we're seeing so many other content providers, now people get scared. The retail investors, the ones that are still here, they're the ones that are going to drop it. But even if they wouldn't drop it, even if they just got in, around 50 to 60,000 BTC, it's going to take them a long, long time. Anyway, so that's why a lot of people, they lost hope. It took a long time. If you want to be a Warren Buffett, you want to be a smart investor, you have to understand, let's say, the cycles. Okay, I think you get the point. So here we can see the Dow Jones from the .com bubble, which was in, 2000, until 2003, right? It started in the 90s, and the hype around the .com bubble, right, is something similar to what we're seeing in crypto. Similar. However, there we could see that it took exactly 3 years for the Dow Jones to go down 39% only, however. But it took 3 years almost. Then we fast forward to 2008, where we had the housing bubble. There we lost 54%. But did it really? I think that was a little bit quicker, but still almost 3 years. Up, 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 up. And where are we now? Where we are now is that the Dow Jones is still I say, only down 22%. So there's still kind of room to go, I would assume. We're talking about timing, right? Now, look at this leg here, whatever you want to call it. Because when I showed exactly this chart and went through this presentation, I think 2 months ago or something like that, no, in August, yeah. Can you see? We were up here. We were at 34,000. It's important now that you pay attention, because I'm going to get to the point right now. When I showed you this chart here in August, we were around 34,000. Actually, it was looking great, right? We had lost 20%, and it looked like we were on the way back up. Now look here in October. This is where we were last time. Bam, 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 bam. What is important to look at is that we have actually broken through that lower level. You see here, that's the level. Went up, 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 up. At that time, we were still talking about 12,000. And now you can see we broke through it. Okay, keep that in mind. And let's move on to NASDAQ. NASDAQ is the NASDAQ 100. We saw it after the dot-com bubble, it lost 78%. Also around 3 years. And then we saw it in the housing bubble, even though the housing bubble was not so tech related, but still, the NASDAQ lost 55%. So when we were this current time, and when we were, this is the slide that I showed you in August, we were down 34%. Then it went up, and where are we today here with the NASDAQ? We have broken through. It's still around 34%. So I don't know if you follow me. In August, when we're looking at the Dow Jones, it was down 20%. Currently, it's down, or it hit a new low where it's down 22%. NASDAQ is, we're looking at NASDAQ when it had its low in July, and then it went up. And here we are. We have gotten a little lower, but percentage-wise, it hasn't changed. But if you look at the chart, we are still, it looks like we are lower than the low that we saw in June. And that's the same when we look at Dow Jones. Here we are much lower than the low that we saw in June. That means that we have broken through both in the Dow Jones and in the NASDAQ through lower levels. And now, if we switch over to Bitcoin, just look here, and we look at, we haven't really broken through the lowest low that we also had here in June yet. But then you say, is that good or not good? I just think that I think the crypto still follows the traditional markets. So that means that when we have the traditional markets and the Dow Jones have broken through its lower low, NASDAQ at the same level, but lower, I think we will see lower in Bitcoin. But, you know, what do I know? I don't know shit about crypto. Let's move on to NASDAQ here, a little bit of history. Here we can see that it actually took 12 to 15 years to recover if one had bought at the height of the dot-com bubble in 2000. And how I became who I am is because in 1999 and 2000, I did exactly that. We bought at the highest high and thought that would be, you know, there would be no ceiling. And my dear dad at the time, yeah, so we got in and we lost, and we lost it all. And we didn't have, we did exactly what you were not supposed to do. We bought high and sold low. Since 2003, I've always had a dream. I have a dream, right? My dream was if I would ever be in a situation where history would repeat itself, we would see the evolution of the technology, and that was the second wave of the internet. Now we're seeing the Web 3.0. I said I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna devastate it. So a lot of my knowledge is from having suffered at the time. However, at that time I was only 23, 24, so it was okay that, I failed. So I wanted to, let's go and have a little and the chit chat, and then after that I wanna, talk about some coins that I think are valuable. that was basically the message from today. Now, obviously, after we're gonna chit chat a little bit about some good coins. I don't know what this, looking, always, I hate when people say, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And maybe there's some truth to it. I don't know really. Is it going to last 3 years or not 3 years? However, we are close to 3 years in Bitcoin, but I do think that we need to see more downside in Dow Jones. Any questions, to let me know. What do you say, Harris? Anyone? Atom or Kusama, if you had to pick one? Well, if I had to pick one, well, you see, and I love this question because I wouldn't even be able to give you a real objective answer. I myself have a little bit more love to the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem. And since there's so many coins and so little time, I have educated myself better about Kusama and Polkadot, and that's why I don't talk so much about Cosmos, even though from what I read and so on, I want to. If the day had more hours, I would really. So I can't say. I think the best bet is, why do you wanna put all in one horse? Why not diversify? I think they both have lots of potential, so that's what I would do. Oh, RC Junior Play. What do you say? Elrond is booming. Let's go in and have a little look at that. Why not? I like when we get, and especially if something is against the trend. You see, I also, at the moment, I don't focus so much. At this thing here doesn't work as it should. Go. Sorry. Up 8%. Let's go in and look. If you look at daily, yeah, sure. Let's go in and look at 7 days. Very nice. You don't need me here. I understand. Sorry. Boom. So it's the 7 day for Elra and 1 month. Yeah, not bad. Has recovered good. I know too little about it, but it's interesting. Thank you, and I will look at it. You see, what I do believe is bound to happen now, and what I do believe is bound to happen. That's why I've always been so adamant about we need to average into quality over quantity, because certain coins, they will go against the market. So I have always believed that these quality coins that have lost, 80 to 90%, they're going to take off before, and I repeat it a third time, they're going to take off before we're going to see the final crash in the traditional markets. These winners of tomorrow, they will already have recovered a little bit. And it is really a big difference, and we'll go through that now. It's a big difference if you go in and get a coin that's down 70% or 90% from its all-time high. It's a huge difference when it comes to risk reward. So, Chicha said, "Oh, I love Chicha. Lots of love to her. I'm happy she's here. She saw that Pink Flamingo is not funny on Monday, so we know we shouldn't go there." Sanjin, how are you doing? Min Ben, good to see you back again. Raymond, late, but you're here. Everybody's here. UMA protocol is good. Harris, why do you say that? Let us know more about that. I won't go in on it today, but you see, right now, I also want to say, right now, it's very difficult for me to have love for new projects. Why is it difficult for me to go in to have love to new projects? I think that leads us to the second part of this little stream. Look at some, and this was, I think this was Betty who prepared this slide. Look at that. We got the big league, the blue chips. You can get Ethereum at 73% discount. That would generate you, should it go? And this goes for all the coins we're gonna mention now. Just first of all, it's not financial advice. I don't know shit about crypto, and neither do you. Anyway, so there's one thing that I want to point out. I do believe that the next cycle will take every quality coin 3 times higher than its past all-time high that we saw in 2021. So Ethereum, you can then count yourself, right? Otherwise it'd be too many numbers here. So you can get Ethereum currently around 73% down from its all-time high. You can get Polkadot. I really truly believe Ethereum and Polkadot. The Ethereum Foundation has all the big enterprises in the world. 90% of the big banks, and the other 10% are anyway going to go bust in this cycle. Polkadot down 88% would generate you 764%. Cardano, we spoke about that yesterday, down 86%. Solana down 87%. But you see, that's good, right? You can generate these. That's healthy profits. I haven't even put in Bitcoin here because everybody talks about Bitcoin. I want to be a little bit different. Thorchain Rune, which I believe is magnificent, down 92%. That would already generate you 1,221% if it would go up to its previous all-time high. Now, just imagine Thorchain Rune would actually triple from its last all-time high. Kusama, down 93%. I do think that incident that we saw with the AUSD has had an increased impact on the negative side when it comes to the price with all Polkadot and Kusama related coins. So I think there's great opportunity, risk reward. Chainlink. I mean, yeah, I'm always looking. Can you get it cheaper? Chainlink is obviously one of everybody's darlings and favorites, right? That is probably, right after Ethereum, right after Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot. Actually, I would say right after Bitcoin and Ethereum, Chainlink is going to make it. It's not guaranteed that Polkadot is going to make it. It's not guaranteed that Cardano is going to make it. But it's almost guaranteed that Chainlink is going to be the oracle of the Web 3.0. So I lots of opportunity there. You can even get it now. 86 is good. Uniswap also, I think it's going to be the decentralized market for the entire Web 3.0. And I mean, that's just a fact. It doesn't matter if that's on Polkadot or Cardano or whatever. Everything's going to go basically through Uniswap. Miota. We're going to make a video tomorrow because many great things are happening there. Miota is a coin that I don't speak enough about. It's massive. It's dangerously massive. So much potential. And IOTA, they're, doing their things, working with some of the biggest enterprises in the world today. Just recently, they launched this, we will talk about that tomorrow, this Going Green project with Dell. I mean, getting IOTA, I have to say here, go, 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 go. Yeah, I really see this as a quality coin. Getting a discount is amazing. Theta Network, love it, also down 93%. But you can see here, right now, if you had to choose, I mean, okay, I do not know if Miota because it's like a separate ecosystem. So if you would, if you had to choose and pick one coin here, then I would still, if I had to choose one out of all of them, it would still be Ethereum. Because it's not guaranteed that IOTA, I don't even know how interoperable it is with the rest of the other blockchains. That remains to be seen. Therefore, I do think there's, I would maybe look at that as a risk. But it's certainly a big one, and I think it will be interoperable, and I think everything's going to fall in place. So 1,784% versus if you would now, look at Polkadot with a 764. Risk reward, but there's more risk and more reward. So the second slide that we have here, I love it. Look at this. Now we're going to have some real interesting. Filecoin, the decentralized storage protocol of the Web 3.0 on Ethereum, right? Down 97%. That means that if you buy Filecoin now, and trust me, many people, they have bought it. The majority of everybody have bought it above this price. You would be able to make 4,183% if it would reach its all-time high. Now, all I have to say about that, remember, in the next cycle, a lot of promising coins are also gonna fail. There's a lot of, in order for the Web 3.0 to be fully operational, a lot of infrastructure is needed, and especially decentralized storage. Filecoin was, in fact, really the first big one, but there have come many after that are very promising. So, is Filecoin going to remain the biggest? Or is Arweave going to take over? Or is storage? We don't know. So again, a lot of opportunity, but also, I mean, Filecoin, I would see that not as a, it is still a blue chip in decentralized storage, but I would, be cautious. I would make a well-diversified portfolio when it comes to decentralized storage. VeChain, love it. Down 92%, they can make 1,000%. The graph, absolute. I mean, I think the graph, yeah, we'll see. I mean, 2,800% if it's going to be. I mean, right now, these are times. Aave down 88%. Compound down, otherwise I will talk too much. Compound down 93%. You know how I love Aave, Compound, Synthetics. What I really love about Synthetics is that, the amount of staking rewards Kitty is reaping every week. Make it down 87%. Curve, 94%. Silica, it's always good to have a Quicksilver in the right pocket and the left pocket in the back pocket. And PancakeSwap, I know Betty, she wanted us to, Cherish actually did. You see, Cherish, she manages her own portfolio, and it's not always so good. Betty and Kitty let me do it, and we're doing okay. But we still hold PancakeSwap. I think it's good because you can actually also lock your cakes in and earn healthy staking rewards. Guys, that's it from me today. Let's go and say hasta la vista in the chat. So, yeah, what do you think about Phantom? I think they're great. And GTNXan went 12,000. Well, timing is the most difficult. And if you just came, then you gotta go back. I don't know the date. I tried to give some indications, but I think, specific dates is very difficult. I think we're gonna go down. And who the hell wants? I mean, I don't care if it's going to be in, this October, if it's going to be in February. I understand. You see, you need to have patience is a virtue. Remember that, GTNXan. J2C1B, what do you think? Yeah, as I said, I love Phantom. I love it. I also like that their expansion, their aggressive, I like it, but not enough here to give you really a detailed, good answer. But we will also now slowly launch more videos with my own price targets, and really not gonna talk about shitcoins anymore. So Phantom, of course, is great. What do you say then? And Helium, I know too little, Centurion. Maybe you can share. Love Cake with a rage. You love Cake, and I also love Cake because you see what's good about Cake. You see, we were talking about yesterday Cardano, right? And Cardano has so many projects in the pipeline, and they got 54. Decentralized exchanges in the pipeline. And we all know they're not all gonna succeed. But Binance is pretty straightforward. But Binance itself is a centralized exchange, and their decentralized exchange is Pancake. I hope they will change the name for the future because it has more of the flair of a shitcoin, but they have done good things. It's been around a long time, and I think that will be the ultimate decentralized exchange winner when it comes to Binance. Thank you, Michael. You're also always, I love you. Thank you so much, Michael. Sometimes I read your messages, but you're so loyal, and thank you. Really, really thank you. Nico, you were number one, but now it's a bear market. Now you are 0. Well, we remember, I'm no one, and you are number one. Kevin Force, thank you. It was great. Thank you so much. I love you so much, all of you. And remember, you gotta love yourself. One last little joke I want to pull up with you. Finally, for the first time in the history of the Ukrainian-Russian war, Ukraine are no longer gonna send bombs to Ukraine. In fact, now finally they can actually attack their enemy, Russia. Can you imagine that? Ukraine has received, I don't know what it is, 200 billion worth of military aid, and every single bomb Ukraine received, they threw in Ukraine. Now, at least after Russians' annexation, they can throw it in a different country. What a crazy world we live in. Anyway, love yourself first and love the people around you, because only when you love yourself first, other people around you can love you back. And don't ever quit. You know that. Neither will I. See you tomorrow.
When you feel like quitting, remember all of those who said you'd fail. When you feel like giving up, remember why you started. When you feel like quitting, remember what you're doing it all for. When you feel like quitting, remember, pain is temporary and greatness lasts forever.
When you feel like quitting, remember that the pain you feel today will be replaced with the strength you need tomorrow. Remember that every ounce of pain you feel is building a stronger you, a stronger body, a stronger mind, and a stronger character. So push through the pain. Don't let it stop you. Force it to grow you.
Don't back down from the pain. Face it. Feel no pain. There is no pain. That painful last rep. That's nothing. Give me more. Push harder.
Too tired, too hard, too busy, too early, too stressed. No excuses. Too tired, no excuses. Too hard, no excuses. Too busy, no excuses. Too early, no excuses. Too stressed, no excuses. When I feel like quitting, I remember there's too many people I need to prove wrong. When I feel like quitting, I remember I have too much to fight for. I will not quit.
Sleep-ins, they're for grandmas. I'm up, I'm ready to go. Quitting, that's for those who have no heart. I do not quit. Your greatest physique, your greatest health, your greatest strength, it doesn't come with average effort. If you want average results, keep showing up and giving average effort. If you want to be at your best, you will have to give your best effort. Make an oath to yourself that you will not walk out of any training session, any game, anything without giving 110% of your soul. Whatever you think is your limit, push past it. Whatever you think is your max, see if you can get 10% more out. Results don't lie. It all comes down to one simple question. How bad do you want it? And when you feel like quitting, give me 10 more.
Nothing great is going to come if you quit. I know it's hard. I know you are tired. I know it seems impossible, but you must keep going. Stick it out and get your reward.
When you feel like quitting, remember all of those who said you'd fail. When you feel like giving up, remember why you started. When you feel like quitting, remember